Welcome to Stock Talk with Mike. Coupang is up huge today, up 9.95%. Just a steady climb up all day. I'm going to talk about what I think is going on. So with Coupang, they came public around 5 months ago, and their IPO price was $35 a share, and they quickly traded up quite high, I think to around 69. And it's just been this slow sell-off, this slow bleed ever since then, down to the high 20s or so before finally hopefully hitting bottom and rebounding today. This is a core position of mine. The last video I did this past weekend was a portfolio review, and it was part 1 of 2 looking at the top 10 holdings first in my portfolio. And Coupang, which is my 8th largest holding, you can see here, was the only one that I actually highlighted green as one I think that was undervalued, trading cheap, that I might add to in the short term. And I released this video on Saturday, trading at just 2.7 times 2021 expected sales. I think it represents a real good value here. There's been some articles about some sell-off pressure and people trying to determine what's going on. And one theory is that the share lockup period expiry. So with most IPOs, that traditional lockup is 180 days. And that is when insiders, that employees and executives can sell some of their shares that they've been holding. So there's usually a lockup period after an IPO. And in the case with Coupang, this lockup period also applied to some early investors in Coupang, which would have the opportunity to sell. So a lot of times investors get a little worried that after that lockup expiry, there's going to be more shares sold and be downward pressure on the stock. So that would happen after the expiry. But I think, there might be some hesitance going into that expiry that we might see a sell-off, and that's been adding some pressure to Coupang. So this was an article from last week saying that the lockup expiry looming was contributing to the sell-off in Coupang. But one thing about Coupang is they actually did a bit of a unique setup where they actually had some shares become available for trade for insiders right after the IPO on March 18th. So 34 million shares were actually released, which is about 5% of the total float that were allowed for employees to sell. The execs had to wait, the directors and whatnot had to wait till the 180-day lockup. But the nice thing about these early lockup expirations is they do provide a bit of a pressure release valve and allow insiders potentially some of them to sell early and then others later, so that it creates less volatility in the market when that lockup expiration happens. So that's maybe why part of the reason why we maybe didn't see a big downward pressure on the stock today. Some of those early investors in Coupang, one of the biggest is Softbank. They originally, in 2015, when it was, they invested $1 billion into Coupang, when it was a much smaller company. And then in 2018, they actually invested another $2 billion into Coupang when it had about a $9 billion valuation. So they had about a 30% ownership of Coupang, and now it's a $56 billion company. So that's been a phenomenal investment, a 7x. You can see why some of the insiders, but also some of these early investors, some of these early investing institutions may like to ring the register and take some off the table, because they've already really cleaned up often, well before when these companies IPO. They got a lot of profit baked in already, right? So it makes sense sometimes they want to take a little bit off the table. But you see with Coupang, Softbank, as of Q2, and again, they might have been restricted by lockup expiry, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next quarter. But they still have this 36% ownership of Coupang. But I think what you saw today, it's trading up really high with a lot of volume today. We're well above the average volume on Coupang. I think what it means is people were looking to see what would happen at share lockup expiry, and there wasn't a lot of downward pressure, which meant it could be a good buying opportunity in the Coupang. It also might mean that some of these early investors and insiders didn't sell their shares today. So that's a really bullish signal that there's more upside to come for Coupang, especially like you have a large fund like SoftBank, early investor in Coupang, that's made a lot of profits already, potentially not selling more shares today. I think that's a really bullish signal, and you saw investors pile in on Coupang today. Well, even after the 10% move today, I still think Coupang's a good buy here. I've been buying at higher levels than that. Again, I first bought into Coupang right after the IPO, $44.50 a share. And, you know, that original position's down 26+%. And I've been buying more and bought more in April around that price. And then as it continued to fall, I added more in May, added more in June in the high 30s, and bought as late as August 27th. I bought 35 more shares at $30.38. So pretty similar to today's levels. That's up around 7% or so from there. But anywhere here around the $30 range, I think is a great buy in Coupang. So anyways, that's about all I have today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy investing.